Welcome. Today we're talking with Chrissy Zanczuk. She is the Vice President and Multi-State Branch Manager at Citizens Bank and a ballpark banker at Citizens Bank Ballpark, where the Philadelphia Phillies play their home games. Chrissy, welcome, and thank you for joining us at today's Banker Digest.
Thank you, Larry. I'm excited to be here with you today. Thank you.
Good. All right, well, Chrissy, let's get started. So we all know that Citizens Bank is the named sponsor of the Philadelphia Phillies ballpark. But what is a ballpark banker?
I honestly get this question a lot. For me, it's pretty simple. We're brand ambassadors for the bank. What that means is we bring the bank to the ballpark, and we do that in order to enhance the fan experience. It's a very unique program, one of its kind. We do that through our sponsorship with the Phillies. We have about 40 ballpark bankers every season. And instead of going to our normal roles, some of us are retail colleagues, some of us are internal support. So instead of going to the actual branch or your office for the day, we get to go to the Phillies Citizens Bank Park and spend the day with the Phillies. Quite exciting, different than anybody else can say about their roles. So we're lucky to have that role. So what we do as the ballpark banker, though, more the detail is the day that we're at the ballpark, instead of opening accounts as a branch manager or a banker, we're there again to make sure those fans have the best experience possible. Some of the ways we do that are through maybe simply helping direct someone to their seats or finding the new food vendor because, there's always new great things at the ballpark. And then doing things like we have our Citizens Fan Field. Quite exciting. It's actually a wiffle ball field, replica of the ballpark, where the kids get to take swings at the wiffle ball, or they get to play the field. One of our biggest roles now is taking pictures, where we can provide free pictures to our fans, our little young fans, to get them excited about their experience. The actual parents really find that exciting because they get to actually take a picture in hand. They have their cell phones, but to actually walk out with a free picture, they're quite excited about. And then we do things like walking around the ballpark, looking for opportunities to kind of wow our fans, give them that random act of kindness kind of feel. So for an example, if you see a parent where their kid is just, kind of impatient, I guess is the word to look for, they're a little upset, which we do see a lot. The lines are really long, especially with the new food vendors. Kind of stepping in and, give them a Phillies poster or a lollipop, or just kind of engaging with the kid to take some of that stress off the parent, which as a parent, I would really, look forward to if I was standing in line at the ballpark. So that's just kind of a little bit of what we do. And then some of the things that people won't be able to see what we do as ballpark bankers, we get the opportunity to volunteer with the different organizations through the Phillies. One of my favorite things to do, I actually am really big with volunteering in the community, and the bank encourages us. And of course, as ballpark bankers, we get that opportunity a lot with the Phillies. We volunteer with the RBI League. We also volunteer with Fans Feeding Family. Some of the things that we do are collecting gloves, dropping off those glove donations. For the Fans Feeding Family, we actually stand at the gates, collect food items, canned goods, things like that. So just kind of way just to get involved where people don't realize. We do get asked a lot, hey, can I make a deposit at the ballpark? Unfortunately, you cannot. However, we do bring the bank to the ballpark. So as I mentioned, we do have branch colleagues. So if you have a banking question or you want to set an appointment even to come in and talk to a banker or even open an account, we can actually do that for you. We do have ATMs as well. So you can make withdrawals if you need a little bit of cash on you. You don't have that. We do have some ATMs. So the only thing I would say is that you can't do is pretty much, either open an account physically there or do a deposit. So other than that, we do bring the bank to you.
So that's really great. Must be really a lot of fun to do this, Chrissy. So you've been with this program since its beginning in 2004. How did the Ballpark Banker Program kind of get its start?
So obviously it started as soon as they went from the vet to obviously Citizens Bank Park, which was the 2004 era. With that, we earned the naming rights of the ballpark. And as I mentioned, it's a very unique program that we did with our partnership with the Phillies. Mm-hmm. The first year, it actually was a little bit different. We did more of an audition versus just a traditional interview. And the reason why we did that was because we need to be energetic as ballpark bankers. We have 43,000 fans plus sometimes to actually, kind of make that experience better. So the process was a lot different. We did the more of a, I would say, audition. I went in for myself personally. I went in with music, doing flips and splits. Can't do that now as I'm getting older, but it is something that we have to do to stay engaged. So obviously the program has evolved. We do more of an interview because we are looking for those colleagues that really want to give back to the fans and make it fun and exciting. And we also changed the roles that we do. So we used to have different types of games. As I mentioned, the wiffle ball field. We didn't have that years ago. That's just something that we do to evolve the program, make it more fun and exciting for people to keep coming back. So we always have new ballpark bankers coming in. We have new games coming in. We have the rock climbing is a big one this year and the last year. And then we also have the speed pitch, and then we have a hot dog launcher. So the kids really get to have fun and play, and hopefully still get to watch the game as a parent. But that's all for free too. So it's a great experience for the
Wow. Well, a lot of things. It's really great. It's nice to hear how it's evolved over the time and improve the fan experience. And I'm sure you and the other ballpark bankers are having a great time also. So thinking about Citizens, how has the role of ballpark banker helped Citizens Bank with its marketing efforts?
So obviously the easiest thing is if you drive down I-95, you see this big glaring green Citizens Bank Park sign. So the physical marketing is amazing because we do have that. I know when I drive down I-95, my kids are always like, "Oh, Mom, there's your work." Obviously that's not where I'm at every day, but that's what they recognize because that's what they love the most. But for us, we also have the ballpark bankers. We are the marketing. We're the face of the bank, I would say.
Right.
And so for that, the marketing itself has been a great experience. I've had the opportunity to actually be in the advertisements. One year was on the back of the Philly schedules where, that touched millions of fans every year. So it really is a great experience for the bank and the bankers.
Great. It's really nice how you talk about this, that, you got the ballpark banker activities inside the bank, but then, the program of ballpark bankers is going outside the bank into the community also. So that's really a nice mix there with that. So Chrissy, you've been doing this a long time. What's been your best experience as a ballpark banker?
It's always hard to pick because it's such a great opportunity I have that I've been a part of so many different years and different experiences with, the volunteering, with being at the ballpark. And so it's hard to pick one, but because I love the volunteering piece so much, I always go back to an experience that I had. It was the RBI Carnival, which is now called the Wiffle Ball Tournament, where the RBI kids get to come back at the end of the season and they get rewarded for everything they've done, the learnings that they had. And they just, like I said, get to have fun. So the RBI Carnival, I just happened to notice a little girl just standing there. At the time, I actually thought she was just shy. I had a daughter around the same age, so she's usually shy around people she doesn't know. And so I just decided to go over and introduce myself to her. And, I seen that she had a face painting because it's one of the things they did at the carnival. And I told her that I loved her face painting. And I asked her, why did you pick that face painting? And she happened to mention pink was her favorite color. And I was like, oh my God, that's my daughter's favorite color. And we were able to connect. And the mom was like, just kind of like taken back. And she, stepped a little bit away from her daughter as, I was handing her things and she's looking at a little baseball card that I handed her. We have almost like sports player cards as ballpark bankers. And they have our picture on the front and our bank information on the back. And she's just looking at it. And so she was like, no, I really want to thank you because, my daughter normally doesn't connect. And obviously you wouldn't know this, but she is on the spectrum with autism. And I'm like, oh my, yeah, no, I love doing this. I just always relate to kids because I have kids of my own. And, to see her shy and, it just reminded me of my daughter. A few months later, her and her daughter showed up to my branch. I was like, oh my gosh. She's like, do you remember me? I'm like, absolutely, from, the carnival. And she's like, my daughter wants to open her first account. And I was like, oh, well, thank you, for choosing Citizens. She's like, because of the experience I had with you at the ballpark, that's why I brought the daughter back. So to me, it was kind of like a great feeling to know that, I added some value to her and her daughter and made her come back to Citizens.
Great. That's a great story, how you were able to connect with her, the girl, and then, the baseball card, and kind of led to something else. But it's a great example of how you personally and the Ballpark Banker Program really connects with the fans and helps make their overall experience at Citizens Bank Park that much better. So that's wonderful.
Thank you. That's what we're there for.
Good. So Chrissy, thank you for helping us understand the exciting world of being a ballpark banker and how you help the Phillies fans have a great experience, as well as the marketing benefits to Citizens Bank. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Larry. And I hope when you're in Philadelphia, you come visit us.
Great. So in closing, thank you for joining us at today's Banker Digest. If you have additional questions for Chrissy, please see the link in her bio.